What's one of my favorite things besides beer? Bread. I love bread. When I can combine the two, it's even better. So what we've got here is a bread machine recipe for spent grain bread. It's really easy to do if you've got a bread machine, and I highly recommend it. This is one of the best purchases ever. So let's get this guy ready to rock. So we'll go ahead and set our loaf size. This recipe will make we'll do it on white, and it's a loaf size of 1.5, and give it a dark crust. So that's ready to go. So the instructions that I'll link below say to mix in the order that they provide. I go in the order that my bread maker says to. Well, dirty. Whoops. But so liquids first. So we got 1 1/8 cup of water, and we've got 2 tablespoons melted butter. I use unsalted butter just because it works better that way. Now we also need 1.5 tablespoons of honey. So I do the oil first so that the honey doesn't stick quite so much. Let's see, 1.5 tablespoons. Looks like we're going to have to kind of eyeball that, but we can do that. 1.5 tablespoons looks to be about right there. This guy in there. And oftentimes how we'll cook bread, I'm going to nuke this for 3 seconds to get the rest of that out. So what we'll do is we'll make 2 loaves of bread to use up the grains, and we can throw 1 in the freezer and have it ready for use. Alright, so that's our liquids. Now we go to our bread flour. We need 2.5 cups of bread flour. This is my method. Scoop, tap, and scrape. Try to make sure it's nice and level, but don't pack it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 2.5. We'll do 1/2 cup of wheat flour. One and a half tablespoons of dried milk. So I wish more of these had a 1/2 tablespoon size. So that's a tablespoon. So we do 1 of that. 1 teaspoon. And 1/2 of a teaspoon. Which gives us, since a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, things that I've had to learn the hard way. We've already got our honey in there. And if you can see, I'm looking on my phone here, and I'm using their app, Paprika. So I believe it's a paid app, but it is an awesome app because it lets you cloud store recipes, it lets you share a web page to it, and it'll go ahead and generate the recipe, and you can link it between phones. So like my wife and I have ours synced up so we can each add a recipe, and we have access to all of them, and it gives it in a really convenient format. On the tablet it's even better. It shows ingredients and instructions all at once. But at this point I've made so many loaves of bread in this thing, I know how to make a loaf of bread. Let's see, 2 tablespoons, there I go, 2 teaspoons of fast rise yeast. And this is the one thing that I really guess my brewing catches up with me. I just eyeball it. Give it a tap, level it off, it's fine. And the yeast is the reason why our instructions for this machine suggest adding the wet ingredients first and then the dry ingredients and the yeast last is so that the yeast doesn't come in contact with the sweet water down on the bottom and get started too soon. And the last addition for this is I usually just do 1 heaping cup of grains. That's all we're going to do. Start, let it go. One of the hard lessons I've learned is you do have to babysit these things. I wish it was just set it and forget it until it's all mixed. Keep an eye on it. Keep some of these guys really handy for things get stuck up on the walls. You can get in there and get it in there so it's mixing properly throughout the whole process. Now this will probably be done around, oh hell, about midnight. I'm probably not going to be up for that, but if I am, then I will take it out then, and I'll probably start another one in the morning. So anywho, spent grain bread, recipes down below. It's good stuff and helps you to use what you make. You know, your beer can be more than just beer. It can be bread, make dog treats out of it, make all kinds of stuff. Freeze it, use it for something, dry it, use it as flour. I haven't done that yet, but I've got some dried that it's ready to mill down into flour. And waste not, want not, etc., etc., cliche, cliche. Thanks for watching.